I know. This is how we do. Let's go. Seminole Nation, brand Novians here. Fear the spit, we got the new flavor that's in your ear. We dope, raw and gritty, rep from city to city. We the intelligent committee and we bringing that smoke. Sports, entertainment, politics, and lifestyle. Garnet and gold, the colors, we earned our stripes now. Sit back, relax, rock with Doc and Black. When you hear that music bumping, it's time to do something. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, no nation, no nation, no nation.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy Black, man. We here. It's a beautiful day, man. Yo, I'm here with one of the legends. You know, he's sitting down here with me today, man. You know, our boy Doc, he's on a little slight vacay. He'll be back next week. So, you know, that's how we doing right now. But today, we got one of the legends in the building. One of the Florida State finest OG, triple OGs, if you understand what I'm saying, man. The big boy from Dirty Jersey, Dedrick Dodge, the Blade is in here, baby, yeah.
My name is Dodge, but they call me the Blade.
Hey, you know what? Let's dive straight into that, man.
Yes, sir.
Why do they call you the Blade, man? Where you got that from?
Hey, when I came into Florida State, I was 6'2", 3/4, 153 pounds.
Ooh.
And everybody was trying to give me a nickname.
Right.
They was trying to give me some kind of skinny nickname, say I can hoop and a Cheerio. They was killing me. I'm the president of Ethiopia. They was real disrespectful.
Oh.
And then we had a coach, rest in peace, his name was Wayne McDuffie.
Right.
And O-line coach, offensive coordinator, real great coach. And he was behind me in line one day in the cafeteria. And I was scared. Everybody was scared of McDuffie and Coach Andrews. So, and he's like, look, he just said, you're skinny. You're skinny as a blade of grass. He said, your name is the Blade. And he just called me the Blade. He said, because I used to hide behind the blade. He said, I was so skinny I can hide behind the blade of grass. And that's how it stuck ever since then. Everybody was like, oh, he the Blade, he the Blade.
Right.
To this day, they call me the Blade. They say I cut like a blade and I'm skinny like the Blade. So that's how I got it.
Yeah, classic Wu-Tang line, baby. We cut like Ginsu. You know, Ginsu knives out here. I like it.
Yeah.
But man, that's what's up, man. So you originally from Jersey, man. You know, that's there's a lot of good high school football up there, man. I used to live in New Jersey for a while when I used to work for Johnson & Johnson. I was in Somerset, New Brunswick.
Yes.
You know, Princeton, North Brunswick.
Yeah.
You know,
I went to school in East Brunswick.
Okay,
East Brunswick Voltech is where I went to school at.
Okay, yeah. That whole area was just some good sports in general. But you know, coming from the South Carolina, you know, you always feel like the South got the better football.
Yes.
And just not understanding that, Jersey got some solid football players that come out of Jersey.
But let me tell you though, like what's ironic about that is that I was a baseball player up north. I moved to Florida in the 10th grade. My grandmother raised me up north, and my great grandmother raised me down south. So I really didn't start playing like organized football until I moved down to Florida in the 10th grade. Fuller Heights, Florida, Marbury, Florida, Polk County. That's when I started playing football. But up north, I was known as a baseball player. But when I came down here, I was introduced to football because just like you said, football is king in the South.
Right.
And that's how I got my start. And the rest is history.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a beautiful thing, man. So, you got the Florida State in what year did you get to
85.
85.
Class of 85.
Ooh.
Oh, one of the best classes.
Yeah,
Reed Foundation.
Yeah. So who was in that class, man? Drop some of the names in that class,
Let me drop down. Let me go and drop you the OG. Deion Sanders. We had Odell Higgins, Eric Hayes, Eric Chrome, John Parks, Alley Cat, Alfonso Williams, Patrick White, Keith Ross. It was Coach Bowden's first #1 recruiting class that came through, and we felt really special when we came through. Ed Clark was in that class. Keith Carter.
Right.
It was a lot. Chris Lundell. Chris Miller was in there, Chip Ferguson, Scott Damari. I can name them all. Them was my brothers when we came in. So it was like the foundation class when we came in. But of course, the cream de la was Deion Sanders. Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith was in there, first rounder. Sammy Smith played for the Miami Dolphins. Just a real class. real good class to get it started with Bobby Bowden's first #1 recruiting class.
Yeah, that's big, man. I mean, as a youngster, I mean, Dion Primetime is who really made me love Florida State. I mean, being 100 and just then I locked in. Once I got past Dion and I saw, well, wait a minute, these guys play anybody, anywhere, and are winning.
Hey, back then we was independent, and so that's how Bobby Bowden got his name put out throughout the nation, because he wasn't scared to go play someone in their own home territory. And so even when we was there, I remember going to Michigan State. I remember going to Michigan.
Right.
I remember going to LSU.
Right.
I remember going to Nebraska. Bobby would play anybody. I remember going to Auburn. He was willing to go anywhere to play anybody to get his name on the map. And big ups to the OG.
Yeah,
Bobby
yeah,
Bowden.
yeah, man. Listen, you can't even talk Florida State without clapping it up. Definitely from, you know why I say he's the GOAT?
Yes, sir.
And I agree with that. At least from my knowledge of college football, you know, all the other greats,
Yes, sir.
you know, they kind of inherited programs.
Yes.
You know, not unless you're going way back, right? Bear Bryant, early. But Bobby actually took this school
From nowhere.
From nowhere.
Yes.
That, you know, we get, you know, they laugh at us here and there, but they say we were women's college before. You know, they jab us with that.
They kill us with that. They kill us with that.
But I give them, listen, I like being where the ladies are.
I love being where the ladies are. Yeah. Stay out of our town. Stay out of Tallahassee. Always coming back.
Right. Always coming back. But,
Yeah.
But he really took something from nothing, and now we are the fan base that we are that really built this thing. So he's the GOAT, and I just don't have another coach in my mind that has done it like that.
He built the brand.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Robinson built Grambling.
No doubt.
You know, Eddie Robinson built Grambling from the ground up. You know, Bobby Bowden is the same way. Joe Pa.
Yeah, Joe Pa.
Joe Paterno built Penn State the way it's at right there. Tom Osborne in Nebraska. Just to name a few guys that's in that. The coaches that was at a university for over 20 plus years. Never left and bounced for another job. Stayed at that job. He's right there with him. And Woody Hayes and those guys like that. Bobby Bowden, Mount Rushmore. You know, Eddie Robinson, all them guys are Mount Rushmore of football coaches. Big ups to them, man. Respect.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm glad you shouted out Eddie Robinson, because as far as, you know, the history of the game can't be told without mentioning Eddie Robinson. It just can't be. I mean, his wins are incomparable. And back then, you know, the conduit to the NFL was through the HBCUs.
Yes.
I mean, those guys, I mean, the Deacon Joneses, I mean, those guys were...
Doug Williams.
Yeah.
All the guys that he put out, and all the guys that he groomed before it was integration. You know, Eddie Robinson was doing it, and even afterwards. You know what I mean? So, big up to Grambling and big up to Eddie Robinson for being a beam and light for a lot of us to be able to follow through. Yeah, man. So that's definitely a Mount Rushmore. Yes.
And now
he's on it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's on it.
And Saban gets a spot.
Oh yeah. Saban bogarted and pushed him. He pushed his way up into the Mount Rushmore. That y'all ever edge me up out of there. He's earned it though. I mean, no disrespect, no hate for Coach Saban and the things that he do year in and year out. And now you got, you know what I mean, my man at Clemson. He can pulling the same stunt as far as like that. You know what I mean? To me, it's kind of like, I ain't gonna say a clone, but has a lot of characteristics. Dabo has a lot of characteristics of Bobby Bowden. Christian guy. Just a lot of his characteristics remind me of Coach Bowden, and there's no matter that he's doing so well where he's at right now. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we all ride for our colors. But we also want, you know, coaches and to be leaders of men. That's a part that a lot of people forget, that, you know, these guys are leaders amongst men. And you're trying to groom these young vessels to be a
functioning adult contributing to the good of society.
That's right.
So when you get on things like not having good grades and not, matching that with some of the other expectations on the field, I think you now are not serving your overall purpose.
That's right.
And we take our eye off the ball thinking that it's wins and losses, which, it is. Once again, you want your program to be doing well, but at the same time, too, I also want these young men to be doing well.
To be successful when they get off in life.
Right,
You know what
right.
I mean? So that's why they call us student athletes.
Right.
And you really want them to be able to get a degree when they go out so they'll be able to survive and have the flexibility to be able to be successful out in the real world. Because everybody don't make the NFL.
Right.
The percentage is really small as far as the guys that be able to go there. But you really want them to walk away with the education. That will give them the flexibility to be able to be successful in society.
Yeah. I mean, so you can't doubt that. So I like what Dabo, for instance, is that doing. Making sure that once again, these young men are succeeding as best they can.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
I do like that, considering how unceremoniously that the last administration left us. We just had a report that came out that said, from an academic perspective, we were 129th out of 130 schools, man.
They say the numbers don't lie, man, and that's real disappointing. To be able to hear that, I think a lot of people are responsible for that, not just the coaches.
Yeah.
Because the coaches are not really the academic part of it, but it's a lot of different people that were a part of it, and hopefully we can get that improved as we move on and get that corrected, and keep the guys on the right track and hold them accountable. Because like you said, it's more than wins and losses. Trying to develop these guys to be able to get the diploma, get them closest to that as possible. I know some guys leave to be juniors and go off in the NFL, but we want them to be close to the diploma so they can come back maybe in the summer,
right,
and be able to get the diploma. I'm talking high school. Get the degree, the BS or the BA, and to be able to be successful in life. That helps them as far as the flexibility.
Yeah. I mean, we were kind of talking, building off camera yesterday. You said something that was extremely, it was one of the best points I heard in a while, which was, we spent all this time getting Florida State up from an academic perspective, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And now it's one of the better academic universities.
Yes.
That's a great selling point to these students now, considering how bad we have been in academics. So we need to make sure that our program takes these young men in and say, okay, listen, to your point, hey, we understand you want to play football.
Yes.
I mean, come on, we get it.
Yes.
But at the same time, too, take advantage of this education you're getting from one of the top universities in the nation.
That's right, and so that goes into the academic advisors and the counselors and things that have these young men, to be able to put them on the path, to be able to get them headed in that right direction. Don't just use them as pawns. To be able to, while they're here, to be able just to win games, but put them in a position to be able to graduate.
Right.
That when they leave here, that they have a degree to be able to go out there in society. So I think, look, the news came out. Don't know how it came out, but it's true. If it's true, not showing, but it doesn't look good for us. And so we need to do what we need to do to clean it up and not have that again. So hopefully the next time numbers come out, it will show an improvement, and the numbers will be pushed in the right direction, so that we'll have another student athletes that want to come attend Florida State.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, man, listen, man, back to you, man. I mean, you got that's why we here, baby. You got to Florida State 85.
Yes, sir.
I mean, set the stage. What was going on in 85? Because that was some great music, man. That's Big Daddy Kane, Eric B. and Rakim. You from Jersey, I know. Slick Rick, Doug Fresh was still living. Eating.
That's when the show was out. Doug Fresh, man. All that was out. Montgomery Gym. I know I'm saying things that if you ain't go to Florida State, you didn't even know.
Right.
But it was Tallahassee is a college town.
All day.
I come from Jersey, but then I graduated from a small town, and just to be able to go to a college town like that was really eye-opening to me.
Yeah.
A historic HBCU in Florida A&M, the biggest HBCU, as they say, numbers-wise in the nation. That was there on the hill, and you had Florida State, and you had TCC. So you had a lot of college students. Then you, of course, Bobby Bowden. I come into class, very fortunate to come into class. That was #1 recruiting class with some very high-profile players, with the best being Sammy Smith and Deion Sanders in that class. And just that helped set the foundation for what Bobby was building. He was already building it, but class that laid the foundation. And 86 class came in with Terry Anthony and Dexter Carter and them in 87, and we've been rolling until then. Until recently Florida struggling, but I know Bobby set like some really records 15 years straight or something, 16 years straight bullshit. We got a lot of records that are out there that's showing the dominance of consistency. I will say consistency, but it started, I think it really started with the 85 class that built the foundation and the base. I don't think nobody can really deny that.
Right. Well, my freshman year was 93.
Yes, sir.
Which was, the first national championship.
Yeah.
All right, so you got there in 85. So let's discuss some things.
Yes, sir.
Just to give people they think winning a championship is easy, right?
Right, sir.
Now, you mentioned some of the illest names in college, and also, in the NFL. I mean, you had T-Buck, one of the best.
I played with some great
DBs.
I played with some great players at Florida State.
Yeah.
When T-Buck was a freshman, when I was there, I played with Martin Mayhew. I played with Deion Sanders. I played with Leroy Butler. I played with some really great defensive back, some really great players. At Florida State. Very appreciative and humble to be able to be in that position. I wouldn't trade my era for nothing. But as you said, like, far as like building the championship, it was built, and it was built off consistency, discipline, hard work, tradition, and a love for each other. We was talking about a little earlier off camera. We was talking about where we lived at. Colbert was lived in Burt Reynolds, and back then it was just straight football players. So everything it was about us. So we really was our brother's keeper. Yeah. And we looked out for each other and we played for each other. And I think that was one of the things that was a difference. We set that foundation. When you got in there, it was already built. It was already rolling. Yeah. By the time you got there from what we built it, and then y'all just kept it going.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, freshman year, 93 for me, I'm a straight fan.
Yes, sir.
But like I said, I understood Tallahassee since 1989. My brother went to FAMU. And that's when I really I caught him with Deion Sanders, but then I really took a love because, okay, I'm in Tallahassee now, coming to visit him, on the highest of 7 hills. Yes. And then across the tracks, I'm like, oh, well, this Florida State thing, seems like the best of both worlds to me. Deion over here, prime timing. And FAMU over here, the marching 100, the social life, the academic life. It's like, oh, this is a beautiful thing.
Like no other.
Right. So from 85 to 92, there were no championships. Right. So to your point, it took a while to build it. And there was some gut-wrenching losses in there.
Miami. Miami was our thorn in our side, and it's so crazy, man, because that's when you see the documentaries and things about the youth. They was really rolling at that time, and a few times we had them beat during that year, and it's so crazy, man, because my senior year we beat Miami, but we ended up starting the season off 0-2. Lost to Brent Favre and Southern Miss, lost to Terry Allen and Clemson, and then we won 10 straight.
Right.
Beat Auburn, beat LSU, beat Miami, beat Michigan State. Beat Florida. And then beat Nebraska in the bowl game. It was a heck of a run, but we had lost those first 2. So it was on the errors, the wide rights, the wide lefts, just so close to trying to beat Miami. But Miami was our thorn in our side. Back then, there was a little, just in all honesty, there was a little better than us at that time before we was able to catch up, and it was more confidence. But it was more confidence. Miami had more confidence than us when the game got close.
Yeah,
and they just knew like, okay, we was gonna win it until we got to the point where, okay, when it got close, no, we're gonna win it, and we was able to jump over that hurdle.
Yeah, that's big. So, interesting question then. So, during that time when those games were being lost, wide rights, there was a wide left in there. Was the fan base calling for Bobby's head?
No. They weren't calling for Bobby head because they saw how close he was. Bobby was at that time, Bobby had already been out, I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
And I think he was, started at 76, 77 from the whole time, and it was a gradual process. He had the losing year his first year. Right. And then after that, he was winning. You know what I mean? So he just built it on that. Plus he had charisma. Right. You know what I mean? Bobby's charisma was emphatic. Yeah. As far as when he talked to people and when he went into, you'll hear the stories about people talking about when Bobby came into your house. Right. And talked to your mama. And once your mama talked to Bobby, she was like, I want you to go play for him. Yes. Because of his Christian values and his wholesome values as he came in. And so he had built that already. Right. So you're right. So during that time, 93, had been years where I done came and gone. He had already built, what they say when they said they built, man, he had built leverage already. As far as like, even if, you know what I'm saying, he did suffer a little bit from the years from before of doing well. Right. You know what I'm talking about? He had built that little leeway to be able to, all right, then he struggled a year or two. We know Bobby gonna get it turned back. Right. So, I mean, I like going through this because it just helps people understand that it takes time. It took you guys time to really build that. Right? I mean, there was a culture, there was a work ethic that you guys had, there was commitment level for each other on and off the field, camaraderie, and the competition on the other end. You didn't want to line up against Miami and come up on the short end of the stick because, at least, the guys that grew up in Florida, because it was heavily, recruited from Florida, right? Yes. They all played high school or something against each other. So there was bragging rights from that perspective too. Yes. Right? So the eras are different. And I know where you headed at. Yeah. As far as like everyone should be able to give coach the same amount of time that Coach Bowden was given, or any coach that goes into a program that was given, but their eras were different. We're in a win now era. We're in the win now era as far as the NFL, we're in the win now era as far as the NBA, we're in the win now era as far as the NCAA. And so there's a lot of money that's being tossed around. And so we have Coach Bowden and the staff that was with him built Florida State up to a Power 5 program. That's now a brand. Yeah. We're not just FSU, but we're a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like Nike, like Adidas, you know what I'm saying? You got Florida, Nebraska, these different schools, USC, Florida State is right in there. And
top 15 program of all time.
Of all time.
I mean, in my opinion.
Of all time. And so we've been winning for a long time, and to be able to, this is our first time experiencing struggle. Let me just say struggle. Yeah. This is our first time. Miami has experienced struggle.
Absolutely.
Florida has experienced struggle. Yes. We've never experienced struggle. So now we finally in there, like, all right, how we handle this? We're not doing as well as we normally do. And but I think like the product on the field, if people can see that it's gradually improving and there's discipline and there's control, I think they will be lenient. But I think if they see no discipline, lack of control, lack of passion, I think that's what worries them, because that's what we was built off of. Yeah. Having discipline, having control, having passion, playing with an edge. And if they don't see that, if the fan don't see that, and then, they start saying other things.
Yeah. And I think, if we get into their passion level, right. So once again, I'm trying to gradually build up to where we are now, but I want to dig. I want the people to truly understand, why there is so much unrest, if you will, in the fan base because of stories and pioneers like you.
Yes, sir.
That really helped build the foundation for the program.
Yes.
There was always a fight that you knew you were going to get out of the Florida State Seminoles.
Yes, sir.
And right now, we're not seeing that fight over an extended period of time.
No, sir.
That we've never seen. So
No, sir.
there's some people that don't understand why that anxiousness.
Why that staff can't get that fight out of those players, and that's what it boils down to, because they're being coached by players, and you don't want to compare coaches to other coaches, but that's just the way it is. And you look at a Nick Saban and look at his consistency for so long. You look at a Dabo Swinney who chewed out his kicker. For missing a kick. I mean, chewed him up and down the whole sideline. We can't have this, because he's already realized if we're in the Final Four and you miss this kick, this could be the game, and we're not in the finals. So he's setting that stage early. Now you need to be practicing, need to be doing the right thing now, so that when we get late, it's habit. We don't see that when things go bad. With our program, we don't see that same urgency from our staff on our players from visually. So as we're watching, and that's when the fans, because they used to seeing it. They used to seeing Jimbo get on people. They used to seeing Wayne McDuffie. Coach Andrews, the GOAT, chewing folk out from the 50-yard line to the 40-yard line, all into the cafeteria because you didn't line up 9 yards when you were supposed to have been 8 yards, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's what our fan base been spoiled on and been used to. So, I mean, Coach is a different type of coach. He's a more laid back coach. You know what I'm talking about? A little bit more quiet. And folks really don't know how to receive him. Because he really just dwells into the coaching thing, rather than Bobby was more charismatic, outgoing, you know what I mean? And then you saw that same thing on the sideline, and I think that's just what people just want to see. I mean,
I said in the previous podcast, man, that you know Taggart could have a little more energy in his press conferences. You know what I'm saying? Because he's very smooth. He's extremely smooth. He's even.
Right. So,
to some people, right, my mom always say there's a time and place for everything.
Yes, sir.
And, a kicker misses a field goal, I think that's the time and the place to get in his ass if you need to.
Yes.
Right? I mean, you got to learn now. That's what I think the fans are now like, well, when does the coaching occur?
We want to see, the fans want to see, alumni want to see that it affects you when these mishaps happen.
Absolutely.
We want to see a cooler get kicked over. We want to see a paper get thrown. We don't want to see no calm demeanor. It's okay, because it's not. It's not okay. It's not okay. I mean, that's how we feel. It's not okay. We want to see a Nick Saban tyrant.
Right.
You know what I mean? On ESPN, we want to see Will Muschamp. We want to see, you know what I'm talking about? We want to see Dabo adapt. And I understand that, but somebody has to be concerned about something when it's not going right.
Right.
You can't. The kids get that too. Right. They get that same demeanor. Okay, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. No, it's not gonna be okay. And what you gonna do? So it's not that fear factor.
Right.
We don't feel from the outside that the kids have the fear factor that did when we was there.
Right.
We was fearful. Right. Of making mistakes in front of Coach Bowden and in front of McDuffie and in front of them.
Right.
People, look, you think that kicker is not going to practice hard against Clemson now? What he got? Look, the kid that punched the Louisville kid at Clemson, he put him on the bus.
You had to go back.
Not the plane.
You got to take the bus
back. He put
back.
him on the bus.
Right.
That's what our fan base want to see, something extravagant like that. As far as like when mistakes are made on the field, we don't want to see the same mistakes made over and over again without some kind of discipline or some kind of urgency of someone getting upset about it.
Right.
I get it and I understand it.
Yeah, I mean, and look, if it's just not your style, it's not your style.
And you
hire somebody. I was just about to say that. You gotta hire a goon. Then you gotta hire somebody.
You gotta hire a goon.
You gotta hire a goon.
And let him do what he do.
And let him be a goon.
Go ahead, let him do what he do.
You gotta let him be a goon.
Sick him. Get him. Shake that neck.
You gotta do something.
You missed the tackle. Get him.
Yeah. I mean, there has to be some consequences and repercussions of the actions that are being taken right here.
If we did anything wrong in my era, I'm talking about Coach Andrews, and you probably heard many stories about Coach Andrews.
Right.
If Coach Andrews called you off the sideline, you did not want to come to where he was. You tried to go way on the other end where you ain't had to hear his mouth or feel his wrath on what you just did wrong.
Right.
These kids right now just trot off the field with no repercussions as far as like, I mean, it feel like that.
Right.
Can I say 100% no, because I'm not on the side, but it looks like that from the naked eye.
Yeah.
That they don't have that fear factor. They don't understand the tradition and what was built before them. And the urgency, and like I tell my kids who I coach right now, what you do affects more than just yourself. You're playing for more than just yourself.
Right.
You know, these are colors.
Right.
You graduate, I graduate. These are colors. You're playing for more than just yourself. What kind of urgency that you're going to give in there? How hurt are you when these things happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we just want to see a little bit more of that.
Yeah. And I mean, so I think that in some fans' eyes, that sets Taggart back. You know, it sets Coach back because his smooth, cool, calm demeanor is just it turns some people off in the competitive environment.
Yes,
it's a dogfight, so now it's time to get up.
That's right.
For the action.
That's right. We just lost to Wake Forest. And we need to see a headline of somebody, because you got look. I like Harlan Barnett. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And the staff is full of a bunch of good guys.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're a bunch of good. They good guys.
Yeah.
But we looking for some guys that got that edge.
Right.
Where the players are like, man, they talking about them when they come off. You know, I hate to keep saying Mickey. That's why I come up on this.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to.
I keep saying it, but I'm saying Mickey because that's my guy because we knew what he demanded.
Right.
I mean, the depth chart changed every day at practice. Mm-hmm. You had to walk by the depth chart before you went in the locker room, and if you had a bad practice the day before, you may go from 2 to 3, and you look at the depth chart and you say, how did I get the number 3? I was 2 yesterday. And Coach Andrews would be like, you didn't have a good practice. He played better than you. He's that. I don't know if we have that. You know what I'm saying? That type of urgency at stake. When they mess up, we see the same players back on the field the next day. Coach Andrews wasn't playing that. Right. It wasn't happening. I'm telling you fact, proof. Practice, in anybody that's been coached by Coach Andrews will tell you that. And I don't know. Now, they got a man on the staff now that's helping out, the name Jim Levitt. And I don't know him personally, but I've met him when he was in South Florida. I do know he's a fiery guy. Mm-hmm. And so whenever they can get him on there, we can coach. I think that would help balance out our good coaches that don't have the demeanor, you know what I'm saying, of that fire and brimstone. Not to say they bad coaches, but we dealing with an era now of players that sometimes you need to shake them a little bit to get them to do the right things. Right. You just can't rely on them and talk to them nice and expect them to do the right things. Right. You know what? Quite honestly, I mean, some of them are probably yearning for that. You know? But I like the fact that, you know, that's a good call. Him bringing in Levitt can be that guy. And, you know, I like the fact that he reached out to the past and brought in Mickey Andrews for a second, right? You know, to at least get the download of what is truly Florida State, right? Because I think it's as much as the current administration, they are now wearing the colors.
they still are learning the history that is Florida State.
Because they don't know.
People forget that Jimbo was on the staff for 3 years prior to taking over as head coach. So he got a chance to really understand the Florida State culture, get to know the boosters, understand the facilities, the pros and cons as he saw it, and had his hand in 3 recruiting classes because he ran the offense. So he had a chance to lay the foundation he wanted all under the cover of Bobby Bowden. While Bobby Bowden took the bullets on the way out.
Yep. He treated us, I will say this, and I know people are up and down with Jimbo because he left. All I can speak from my experience.
Absolutely.
Jimbo has always been excellent, not good, excellent in his treatment of the former players that play for Florida State.
Right.
But I piggyback on what you said. He learned that for 3.
He learned that for 3.
For 3 years. This is how Bobby done it. This is how they come in. This is how they're gonna always be a part of Florida State. I'm never gonna hold anybody out or put anybody aside. Nobody is greater than nobody else.
Right.
And that's what Bobby had always preached. Nobody, from the walk-on to the Deion Sanders. If you was Florida State, you was Florida State. And Jimbo treated us the same way. He treated me. I feel like I was Deion Sanders. I'm gonna tell you, or Leroy Butler, or Terrell. No, for real. Because Jimbo treated everybody like that. I will say that for him. Yes, the way he went out wasn't the way that I would have liked for him to go out. But he did what I think he had to do. But I am appreciative for the years he brought us from before, because he made us relevant again.
Right.
As far as all the 10-win seasons, and brought us a national championship. You can't take that away.
No.
National championship. Now, on the end part, there were some things that happened that's not in good faith.
No.
That coach had to step into and now have to clean up.
Got to clean up.
That to clean up now. And, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that he can do it.
Right.
We just need to see him move in the positive direction. But we need to get to a bowl game, like.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the Florida State fan base, we are an intelligent fan base. We know our football, right? I mean, because we've been privy to we've observed good football for a while. It's not like we've had terrible football.
No,
we just talked about those streaks. Yep. So we are an intelligent fan base in that regard.
Yes.
This is the first time that our emotions are really being tested now. Adversity. To use that intelligence and to let it match its emotions on something we've never seen before.
Adversity.
True adversity.
Yes.
Right? Which, like we said, other universities, no matter from, the University of Texas to UCLA to USC,
Nebraska,
Tennessee, Miami.
Yeah, Tennessee, yep.
Florida.
Traditionally powerhouse schools struggling.
Notre Dame.
That's right.
They haven't done anything since Lou Holtz.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, and that's what, like 88 or something to that regards. I mean,
they went to the finals and got smashed by Alabama.
Easy. Yeah. This was Manti Te'o that was the fake girlfriend controversy.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
Hey, it's fact. It happened. You know what I mean? I mean, so all of those programs have, had their time and flipped over so many coaches. This is now our
How many years he need? Like,
considering what I understand about the remnants of the Jimbo Fisher era,
yes, sir.
Because there's a lot to clean up there.
Yes, sir.
He's on a 6-year deal. I mean, I would like to see him get his full 6, right? Just honor the deal, because that's not done a lot of honoring the deal. But I mean, if on a 6-year deal, I feel 4 is fair.
But
I feel 4 is fair. Once again, if there's not
3,
this continuous nosedive, because 3 at least give him a couple of his recruiting classes and a development cycle.
3 of your classes are juniors.
Yeah.
And so he gonna get 3. 3 of his classes are juniors, and so now you need to see, to me, you need to see major improvement as far as back to Florida State ways of the old. As far that's what we expect. I mean, these are expectations.
Yeah.
Because of what we've done in the past, we don't expect anything less. So I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, 3 we ought to see. All right, 2 you still, these cats are sophomores that you recruiting. But yeah, I'm saying 3 for him to, not 3 for him to be and they gone, but 3, 4 to see a true positive rise.
Right.
You know what I mean? Of course, I want to win at least 6 games this year. We got to get to a bowl game. Ain't that something? Florida State talking about we got to win 6 games. We ain't never heard of that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we're there now, though.
For it to look positive.
Yeah, we're there now.
We need to have 6 to get to a bowl, and that'll give fans enthusiasm. Then the next year, okay, now we can be at 8 or 9.
Right.
9 wins, you know what I mean? And I think
Right.
that would do good for coach and do good for the Noel Nation.
Yeah.
Cause that'd be his 3rd year. And these are juniors. These are his kids that came to be juniors.
Right.
Fair, like you said.
Right. I mean, but to pull the plug now, as some of the media outlets are suggesting, I mean, it's way too early. Once again, understanding what he's walked into. And that's where the intelligent fan base has to come into play.
Gotta get 3.
Yeah. I feel 3. 4 would be ideal if, you know.
If 3 is like this year, then of course, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so 3 can't be like
what's
this
happening
year.
right now.
No, 3 can't be. 3 can't be this year.
You can't lose to Boise State.
And Wake Forest.
And Wake Forest.
Come on now. Look.
You can't do that.
No, sir. We can't.
You can't do it. You lowest attendance. I mean, there's a lot of things there that has to be cleaned up that I just feel like if he has to put something together.
Yes.
He has to put something together. So, I mean,
his 3rd year, normally where he's been at, has been his year from Western Kentucky, from South Florida. Now, he didn't have to do it at Oregon.
Yeah.
But you look at Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon was struggling when that's how he got hired there. Mm-hmm. Oregon did good last year.
Yeah.
Without him. Oregon doing really good this year without him. I mean, I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, throw no salt in nothing like that, but Mario Cristobal, they doing good up there. For whatever reason, whatever, they're doing good here. And so you look at that, and then you look at us, and you know.
But once again, I mean,
think our mess was bigger than everybody else mess? I'm not saying I think people think, all right, then maybe our mess was bigger than everybody else mess that they going through.
Yeah, I mean, I won't necessarily say it's bigger. It's just that we've never had to deal with this type of mess all at once. Right. You see what I'm saying? Transition of a coach, you know, cutting off recruiting, didn't recruit at the tail end. We found out kids aren't going to class, poor strength and conditioning. I mean, there's a lot of things in there that just, you know, didn't work in our favor. Then finding out, for whatever reason, it feels like we were just recruiting stars versus true players, right?
Football players.
Because the star rating just didn't transition. Well, I'm sorry, didn't translate on the field. So we had a bunch of 4 and 5 stars and, you know, a good number of 3 stars, but now when you put that on the field, it just wasn't working out. So was it just Jimbo's system? Or was truly all of that stuff we're talking about, not going to class, poor strength and conditioning, no development, is why we are where we are?
The development part, I think, is the most important thing, because Jimbo recruited good every single year he was here. So we got the athletes. But now, you know, when you get the athlete in, can you develop them? Now, he did recruit athletes to fit into his system. Coach Taggart's system is a little different than Jimbo's, but it's still all about it. You think about it. Look what he was left. A 5-star quarterback in Francois. A 5-star D lineman in Marvin and Cam Akers. That what was left to us. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Those guys was highly ranked as they was coming out. You know what I mean? And we got way more than that. I know we got, recruiting-wise, better talent than Wake Forest. Yeah. I know we got, recruiting-wise, better talent than Boise State. No question. I know we had, recruiting-wise, better talent than Virginia Tech. All you got to do is look at the recruiting deals. Even when Taggart came in. Right. I bet we got better recruiting standards than Syracuse. Yeah. Oh, no. So question. What makes them play development and fitting into a scheme.
Right.
You think about it because
right.
our talent. Because and I will say this, if those stars they ain't mean nothing, Nick Saban and Dabo Swinney wouldn't recruit them.
Yeah.
And they get those. Ohio State wouldn't get them.
Right.
If they wasn't that valuable, you know what I mean? But they get them. That quarterback from Clemson is a 5-star quarterback.
No question.
Tua from Alabama, them dudes are the real deal. So if they didn't make them, if it wasn't that, so it's like, I'm not saying this. When you get them, then you got to develop them.
Right.
So now, how do you develop them to get the best about them? And I think our staff struggled with that, the adjustment of these not our players, but we're gonna. We can't just overhaul it, but make it fit, do what's best for them, for what's best for the team.
Right. And kind of what we forget is, Fisher was 2-5, the point in the season where he left, right? So it's not like, for some reason, he wasn't getting the best out of those players, which is the foundation of what we're seeing now.
True.
Like we talked about your foundation in '85 that set it to ascend.
Yes.
This set the foundation for, it appears, for us to descend.
Right.
So, when we lost to Alabama that year and Francois went down, what we found was Jimbo hadn't developed a serviceable backup plan, right?
Yes.
And then that's now when we have Blackman, and the kid is a fighter. He took some of the most vicious hits due to the offensive line these past couple of years.
Yes.
The Jimbo Fishers last year and then Willie Taggart's first year. Right. Those 2 years, the kid took a beating,
right,
because of our offensive line problems. So now, you bring that into this year. We whiffed on quarterbacks. We had no quarterbacks the past couple of recruiting classes, and then Sam Howell transfers. He basically didn't transfer. Rather, he basically flipped, right?
I don't understand that. Let me elaborate. We're out of school, Florida State.
Yeah.
That has 3 Heisman Trophy quarterbacks.
Yes.
No. Not all Americans.
Yeah.
No, 3 Heisman winners. You gonna tell me I can't put a Heisman Trophy replica next to those 3 and say, young man, you the next one. Yeah. This is your spot.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to get a quarterback at Florida State when we got 3 Heisman winning quarterbacks. I'm saying, who dropped the ball on that one? You know what I'm talking about? And this kid flips and go to North Carolina, who's never won a national championship as far as nothing, basketball school. You know what I mean? And this kid flipped and he go there from our school. So some things we need to work on as far as to get our mojo back. Right now we're not feared. Anyone think they can play with us?
Yeah.
Anyone think they can beat us? And we got to find a way. Coach got to find a way. Long as we still have to get our mojo back.
Yeah. That's that's the realest thing I heard in a minute right there. No doubt, man. But listen, it's Brand Nobians podcast, man. We here with the boy, man. Big OG, triple OG.
The Blade.
Yeah, Dedrick Dodge in the house, man. Yeah. Getting it in. Dirty Jersey, stand up.
Jersey, full of hype, 3rd Street.
Yeah. We love it, man. So, look, man, I love the fact, man, we are gonna and go to the death. And all we want to do is just explore some of these topics in a unique and different way. So check us out on Podbean, SoundCloud, IG, Twitter, it's all at Brand Nobians, the podcast. Make sure you plug in the big homie, Ben Crump just dropped a book called Open Season. Make sure you get that. It's a real solid read. It really breaks down some interesting topics about, criminal justice reform, voter suppression, things of that nature, man. So it's a real good book, and he's a Knoll, so shouts out to that. And then, if you're in Orlando, District 6, make sure you support, Bakari Burns for a city commissioner, I mean, he's definitely the best man for the job. So just want to drop those 2 plugs, man. Check him out, www.makariburns.com. Once again, if you're in Orlando, man, you can donate from anywhere. But when it's time to go vote November 5th, if you're in District 6, make sure you support the guy, man. He's real good, man. But once again, back with the Blade, and we gonna close it on out, man. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, we gonna do it like this, man. It was real good you coming by, man. This is we gonna keep bringing this to you. But right now, talk to the fan base. Like, you know what? I'm gonna reframe the question. I want you to talk to the fan base. Tell us what we need to do, in your opinion, to hold our head, as you said, bite down on your mouthpiece. And then, if you were in that locker room, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to go play the rest of the season, lined up with these guys, what would you tell them, man?
I'll tell them like I probably told my high school team. We lost a tough game last game, and I just try to get them to refocus and play for each other, knowing that it's bigger than just themselves. It's the refocus as far as just being disciplined and not just liking the game, but loving it.
Yeah.
You can get caught up in nowadays NCAA, but the kids get paid. They live in real nice places, and losing don't hurt all of them the way it should, as far as the competitive, as far as nature. And I would challenge them on that. Challenge them who they playing for, who you love, who you playing for, who's watching you, who you representing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Playing for your brother, are you your brother's keeper? Are you playing for Florida State, the alumni, the whole 9 fans? Is tough. Mm-hmm. And what I tell people is this, is that you're in Florida now. This is different. It's not Nebraska.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do in Nebraska but to go to a game. So, I mean, even when Nebraska is struggling, they go because that's the thing to do.
Right.
But when you're in the state of Florida, you got beaches, you got SeaWorld, you got Disney World, you got Miami, you got Naples, you name it.
Right.
And you think about it. And I'm just being honest.
Yeah, you came from Jersey, man. So I know this was.
I'm just being honest. How many people gonna pay to go see a bad movie? You gonna pay to go see a bad movie?
No.
No matter who of your family members in there how many times you gonna go pay to see a bad movie? So we looking to see a good movie. Yeah. I mean, including myself. We want to see a good picture, a good showing. So we want to see improvement. And I can't expect the fans who. The ticket prices of hotels, and you got to get the ticket, and you got to buy food, and the whole night. And then, all right, you come in and you can be disappointed. Now you got to ride all the way back home disappointed. So I can understand their standpoint of being like frustrated and disappointed, but try the best you can. Understand that the guys are really trying hard. It's bigger than just the coaching staff. It's the student athletes who are trying. It is our university.
Yeah.
We want to be able to give a good showing and look the best way as we can. I don't want to look like Miami down in the Orange Bowl, not the Orange Bowl. What it is now, Sun Life.
Yeah. Whatever it is down there. Yeah.
Whatever that little university down there, when they got 20,000 fans in there, we still Florida State.
Yeah,
and
man.
That shows that pride for us on that. So win or lose, we support. I know it's no-blooded, garnet and gold, bleeding that. And just to have faith in far as that, just still supporting. I support FSU.
Yeah.
I'm a kid. I'm an alumni. I told you guys, I'm bigger than a fan. I'm an alumni. These are my colors.
Yeah.
And, I appreciate
no fake-ass fans allowed, man.
Yeah, and I appreciate them, man. So, just continue to try to support the university as best by, even though I know it can be difficult in these difficult times.
Yeah.
Because we've never been in these times before, so this is new for us.
Right.
But I'm gonna continue, and I look forward for our fans to continue supporting the guys as well.
Yeah. That's big, man. That's big. I mean, and to the fan base, we just gotta hold our heads a little bit. We gotta make sure that. It's cool to intelligently criticize.
Yes, sir.
But just keep it respectful.
Yes.
At the end of the day, we got current players that are student athletes that still are trying to find their way. And we got recruits, in my opinion, that are listening. They're also watching the execution on the field and making a decision from that standpoint, but they're also listening to the fan base, and some of them are like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to go into that environment.
That is a great point.
I don't want to go to that environment right now. It's too toxic based on the hopes and dreams I got. I'm trying to be in the most positive, competitive environment possible, and I don't need my fan base, making memes of me all crazy. That's the era they in.
That's a great point.
And if we get too toxic as a fan base,
to run off recruits.
Oh, you're gonna run off recruits in this era. Your era, I mean, that's totally different right now. I can tweet and it goes viral, and all of a sudden,
I'm not going to Florida State.
I'm not going to Florida State. I don't want no parts of that action.
No. And so what we do as a fans and alumni affects the long-term health of our university.
It matters.
Yes, it really does.
It matters. It matters. Like I said, intelligent critique, no problem with it. Yeah. But keep it respectful, in my humble opinion, and it'll be, it's already an emotional topic as it is.
It is.
You got cry face emojis and middle finger emojis almost after every game now.
Yeah. Terrell Owens cry face. Oh God, they got all that, man.
You got dumpster fires. There's all types of emojis and memes that are out there that, man, just the recruits are watching.
It is very hard to rebuild programs. And you just said it.
Yeah.
USC is a historic program, struggling.
Yeah.
UCLA is a historic program, struggling. Nebraska is an historic program, national championship program, struggling. Miami. Do we need to say more about the history of the U and the players that have come through there? Struggling. Florida State.
Right.
And all our greatness and things that we have done. We're struggling,
right?
And so, like you say, it takes time, man. The right chemistry, the right deal. I just hope our coach finds the mojo, finds the way to be able to click.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Especially this year, because this year is not over.
No.
And we still got to play some really good games. We got to play Florida. We got to play Syracuse. We got to play Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of games that we play, man, that we can, if we don't get this shit right, then we can easily lose. I mean...
Yeah. Homecoming coming up. Syracuse, man.
Oh, my goodness. Who beat us last year?
Yeah, bad.
And who the hell's out? You know what I mean? That coach was getting it in.
Yeah.
Up there. They would love to have another signature win,
right?
I mean, against us.
Right.
I just think, Coach, we can't have 2 years of not having the bowl game, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach, not 2 years ago, Coach.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's Coach.
That's too much.
Yeah,
that's too much. That's too much, man. That's too much.
Come on, Nose. Let go, Nose. Let's go, Nose. Let's go, Nose. Let go, Nose.
Cheers,
let's go, man. Word up.
No doubt, man. But look, baby, that's what we do. We taking a nice ceremonial drink, man. Brand Novia's podcast. Yo, it's been good having you by, brother, man. We definitely got to get you sitting down with us again, man, and just come through and talk shop, man.
Straight love.
Yeah. There's a lot that No Nation can really get from listening to a brother like you, because we need all of the help we can get right now to keep everybody kind of calm.
My name is Dodge, but they call me the Blade.
Oh, before I forgot, you got in the mic warm. We gonna drop this little something for you, man.
What's up, man?
On I think it's called Bobby's Dynasty.
Yes, sir.
Right. There was the Seminole Rap.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that. How did that come about? In the consequences and repercussions of that, man. How did that come about, man?
It was somebody, and I forget what department it was, and they had an idea, and they wanted to do like a video or rap, and they heard that I was kind of like an entertainer.
Right.
You know, I was in drama class. I like to get up on the stage and act and rap and stuff in Jersey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was all hip hop, Run DMC, pinstripe, Lee jeans. You know, Adidas, no shoelaces. That was me. Anybody tell you that's how I rocked it at Tallahassee back there, y'all. Changed my shoelaces to match everything I wore.
Yeah.
Fat laces. So he came to me and asked me, could I help him? And would I help him write it and recruit some players to be able to do it? And I did. And Deion Sanders and Odell Higgins and Chip Ferguson and Peter Tom Willis and Steve Galbert all came on. And then we didn't know no better back then. That you don't do nothing, you don't do stuff like that before the season. So anyway, we did the little Seminole Rap, and Bobby, I don't think Bobby agreed with it at first, but it was too late. He was already in it, and he didn't want to crush our spirit. Right. And he let us go ahead on and do it. God bless his soul. And but anyway, Miami got a hold of it and saw the rap, and you know that gave them fuel to be able to play. They played, and we got smashed in the Orange Bowl and lost that first game. It was very disappointing. Ended up winning 11 straight, but that was a year that we really felt. That was one of the years, as we talk about, that we felt we could have contended for the national championship. But the Seminole Rap kind of like fueled Miami and Jimmy Johnson as far as he came in. But that's how the rap, that's how I started. People think that I'm the one that like really created it and started it.
Right.
No, I was the one that helped. I was the one he came to and helped.
Word on the street, you was the ghostwriter. You did.
Right. Like some of them, like some of the lines. Yo, some of the lines I helped ghostwrite. Yeah, I did. I ain't gonna put nobody over there. Yeah, I think Deion wrote his though. Deion wrote his, and I think I helped. Me and the guy, pretty much. I forget his name. Forgive me, brother. Kind of like help with all the other little deals and stuff like that, man. But I mean, it's funny because as bad as they say it was at the time, it's still being played to this day. I mean, to this day, and they laughing at my man Odell. Yeah. Y'all get off Odell, man. He really tried hard. He had like 20 takes.
He couldn't get it, right?
He finally got it. Y'all get off. That's my classmate. That's 85. Y'all get off Odell, man. So, I mean, I look back at it now. You know what I'm talking about, and I just relish in it. You know what I mean? In the whole deal of it, it's history. Like positive history.
Well, listen, man, it's Brand Novian's podcast, man. We sports, entertainment, politics, and lifestyle. So, I mean, you still got them bars in you? I mean,
I got my line. You know, I'm always have my line.
You got your line?
I'm always have my line. You want me to spit my line? I'm always spit my line.
Let me hear what that was.
Hey, man, my name is Dodge, but they call me the Blade. Deadly to receivers as the ace of spades. Come across the middle, you run into me. I guarantee you, it won't be free. And if you try to run it, you better come correct. I may look thin, but I get respect. So, homeboy, just give me some daps. Come cold, just bustin' Seminole Rap. My boy T.A., what's up, T.A.? Terry Anthony.
Exclusive.
Terry Anthony, part of the Fab Four. Was my right-hand man down there, man. He was kneeling down there, man. Real hip-hop. Had his shades on, looking like you black, you fresh. Yeah, T.A., what's up, man? What love?
Man, yo, you heard it here first, man. The exclusive. Yeah, that was big, man. We need to get you on URL on some battle rap on that or something.
I ain't ready for them boys. I ain't ready for DNA, them boys.
Oh, them boys are nice, right?
Boy, I love them. Hey, they're smoky, nice, man. Yeah, look, I ain't saying nothing about y'all, man. I'm just up here just playing. I don't want none of that smoke. Geechee got it and the rest of y'all. I ain't ready, man. Yeah. Briz Rothstein, what's up, boy? That's my dog.
You know, those boys are hot, man. It's hot, man. Shouts out to Smack, man. He does a good job. He does a good job. He does a good job for the culture, man. Good job for the culture, man. Tune into that, man. But look, brother, it's good having you by, man.
Appreciate
you,
brother.
Brand Novian's podcast. We'll be back, next week to kind of talk about, the aftermath of, homecoming. We got Syracuse this weekend. We're going to have a couple shows before then, and we're definitely going to, have a good time there, show our support. Seminole Nation, Seminole Strong, no fake ass fans allowed. That's what this is. Brand Novian's podcast. One love.
Yeah,
baby.
Yes, sir.